project with Bosch cordless power tools from Menards. Bosch's battery system delivers a power pack solution designed to tackle the toughest jobs. Rip, cut, drill, and drive with Bosch power tools. Faster charging speeds, longer run times, and lasting durability. You can expect the best performance out of your tools with Bosch. Save big on Bosch power tools and accessories. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Feliz Navidad.
Light up the season with Nachos Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Prospero.
From the bottom of our hearts, happy holidays from Taco John's.
Looking to feed a group? Rhinelander Pub is the fresh, easy choice for nearly any occasion or event, offering full-service custom catering for parties and events of all sizes, providing personalized planning assistance and exceptional service. Partner with us to create an unforgettable event.
Straight ahead, it's important to bundle up during the winter, but what about your pets? We'll hear some tips from a local humane society.
Plus, the local health system is taking to the skies. We'll learn about a new medevac in central Wisconsin.
And state tourism leaders visited Minocqua. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Dan Hagan, Jessica Jukic, and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukic. While we had a little bit of relief today, we have plenty of cold days coming up in northern Wisconsin.
That means you'll see plenty of puffy jackets come out. But what about for pets? News Watch 12's Mohammed Abdul Kawi went to the Humane Society of Vilas County to learn more about pet safety in the winter. Mohammed?
Yeah, Dan and Jessica, it was so cold today, I had to bring out my trench jacket. But anyway, while most aspects of pet care remain the same, no matter the temperature, there are some extra things you need to do and some that you should avoid.
You know, they're obviously not going to last out in the cold if we leave them out there all the time.
People know the dangers of what cold weather can do to our bodies, but we must also consider the toll it can have on our furry friends.
Well, they can suffer from the same things that we can, frostbite, hypothermia, so some of those things you would want to look for.
Melissa McDonald is no stranger to pets.
Come here. Come here. Yeah.
She is the executive director of the Humane Society of Vilas County. She says it's easy to tell when dogs are struggling with cold temperatures.
Usually when we walk the dogs, they'll start lifting up their feet, and, you know, it's a good sign that they're starting to get cold, and maybe the walk needs to be wrapped up right away and then just take them out later.
Pets need exercise to maintain a healthy life.
Have it. Good boy. Yeah, good boy.
But with appropriate winter gear, you can still take your animals outside.
You could use the booties, which is going to use a little bit of training for them to walk in the booties. Most dogs pick up their feet, and it's something they have to get used to. And you can use clothing, too, for the shorter-haired dogs so that they can stay warm.
Even though time outdoors is crucial, owners need to limit that time during the winter.
It can be very dangerous for them for it to be too long. You know, we would recommend that you take them out, watch them, bathroom breaks, etc., play breaks, short walks, and just do it that way.
If your pet shows any signs of exposure, McDonald says to be sure to contact your vet. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Mohammed Abdul Kawi, News Watch 12.
Thank you, Mohammed. It's definitely a little milder out there today, but how's the weekend looking?
Well, we melted some snow today with high temperatures up near 40, but that's about to change in a big way.
Like the other direction?
Like
Is that
the
what
other
you're
direction.
saying? Okay.
We're going to have high temperatures tomorrow, pretty much in the single digits. Are you ready for that? Let's go outside now. And Rhinelander is showing off again. The lights are up. The clouds have rolled in. Everything is still dry, but there is some light snow on the way. And, like I said, some much colder temperatures in there as well. But currently, we're hanging out in the 30s. We're above freezing right now. We're melting some snow out there. Not a lot, just a little. But these hours are numbered because tonight, a really strong cold front's going to come through and bring us some much cooler temperatures for tomorrow. Advisories are posted for snow, maybe an inch or two of snow in the blue shaded areas for tonight. But the problem there is going to be wind as well. We could see wind gusts near 45 miles per hour blowing and drifting that snow, and a high wind watch across parts of southern Wisconsin for tomorrow. We could see wind gusts there near 50 miles per hour. Now this thing is all wound up to the west of us, moving in our direction. So some light snow tonight, a couple of hours of it, not a big deal, maybe an inch across the UP border. Then the story becomes a cold. We're talking low temperatures tonight down near 8 with feel-like temperatures near 10 below. Your full forecast is coming up. Dan, Jessica.
Thanks, Jeff. For some people in medical emergencies, a timely helicopter ride could be the difference between life and death. With that in mind, a new advanced aircraft is joining the Aspirus Medevac fleet in Woodruff. The new helicopter arrived at the Medevac hangar at the Central Wisconsin Airport this week. The aircraft is considered state-of-the-art for air medical operations, with the Aspirus helicopter being only the fourth in service nationally. Some of the new technology includes increased safety and range.
It allows us some increased capacity as far as the load capacity, which gives us also a larger range as far as how far we can fly our patients, especially transporting patients all the way up from the UP down to all over Wisconsin. That really is a huge advantage for us.
It will officially begin operations on Monday as Medevac Air 1 travels to its home base at Howard Young Medical Center in Woodruff.
Fired election official Kimberly Zapata made her initial appearance in a Milwaukee court today over her false military ballot requests. Prosecutors charged Zapata in early November with misconduct in public office and 3 counts of making a false statement to obtain an absentee ballot. If convicted, she faces up to 5 years behind bars. Milwaukee County prosecutors said Zapata admitted to making up names and ordering military ballots that were then sent to a state lawmaker's home in hopes of exposing vulnerabilities with the state's election system. Zapata worked at the Milwaukee Election Commission for 7 years. She's due back in court on December 9th for a preliminary hearing.
An outage disrupted service to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline Thursday. The number was without service for more than 13 hours. The Department of Health and Human Services say they're investigating the outage, which also impacted a separate substance abuse and mental health services helpline. During the outage, help was still available through the 988 chat and text options. The 988 hotline launched over the summer amid concerns that call centers were overwhelmed. In the first month it was available, crisis calls increased 45% compared to the previous year.
A settlement has been reached between the city of Minneapolis and protesters who were injured in the demonstrations that followed the 2020 murder of George Floyd. The 12 protesters who were represented by the ACLU of Minnesota will receive $600,000 from the city, which will be divided between them. The ACLU said the protesters suffered bruising, psychological trauma, and lingering respiratory issues from tear gas. The ruling also limits the use of chemical agents by police to disperse peaceful protests and requires police to wear body cameras when they're deployed to such demonstrations. The ACLU says this helps ensure the right to peaceful protest without the threat of police violence. More money is coming to small businesses in Minocqua.
Members of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation's Main Street shopped these streets downtown in the Island City. Businesses they visited were part of the Main Street Bounce Back Grants. It's a program that rewards businesses that have moved into empty spots in commercial hubs throughout the state. WEDC's Secretary and CEO, Missy Hughes, was one of those who visited the small businesses.
What we're hearing from folks like Barb at the Chamber here in Minocqua is that there are no vacant spaces in our communities. They're filled up, they're vibrant, and it's really exciting for all of us who live in Wisconsin.
In total, 10 of the recipients were in Minocqua. After visiting these businesses and speaking with their owners, Hughes says the program has been very well received by communities.
I think the biggest takeaway is how excited people are and how much uptake there's been. We didn't ever anticipate that we'd be starting over 8,400 businesses around the state. I mean, it's just been really exciting to see.
Oneida County in total had 60 different businesses benefiting from the program. The WEDC says that this has been made possible thanks to federal funding. Close to $100 million has been distributed throughout Wisconsin. A local high school class is growing vegetables with fish. We'll explain.
Plus, the Northwoods dentist has taken home a statewide award. We'll have the details after Weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Accurate Appliance, located at 143 State Street in downtown Medford.
Oh my gosh! In today's economy, it seems the value of a dollar continues to shrink, while the services offered are getting less and less. Here at Maher Water Corporation, a new high-efficiency system made by WaterCare can help ease the stress on your checkbook. We are always available to analyze and recommend one of these units.
So while we can't actually make your money grow, we can make the value of what you get from Maher seem like it.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
It's summertime at the Rhinelander Brewery, featuring live music and open to enjoy 7 days a week. Come in and enjoy snacks and our rotating local beer selection. Grab your favorite food at CT's Deli and bring it in to enjoy. Fill up your growler or howler from the beers exclusive to our tap room. We have a large selection of apparel, so shop with your four-legged friends because we are dog-friendly. Rhinelander Brewery is looking to enjoy your summer with you.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Accurate Appliance, located at 143 State Street in downtown Medford.
Well, we made it. The first weekend of December is here. No puffy coats out there today, but for tomorrow, scenes like this, you'll be in style because we'll have high temperatures, basically near 10, 11, or 12 degrees tomorrow, and incredibly windy. So here we go. It's getting colder. Right now, though, it's 36 in Rhinelander, a southwest breeze around 10. So the front has not come through yet. With that dew point there at 25, pressure's falling as low pressure is approaching. Over in Wausau, 41 for you, a southeast breeze around 3. That dew point there at 27, and the falling barometer as well. All right, so here we are across the area. Everybody's above freezing for now, but these hours and minutes are numbered, as a cold front is just to the west of us now, moving in our direction. So we're going to come through tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be much colder around here. In fact, look at these temperatures currently across the plains and Dakotas. Bismarck's at 4. This is the air. Nothing's going to stop it. The cold air is heavy. It has weight. It's on the move. It's moving this way. So we could have high temperatures in the single digits tomorrow. I went with 12, but a couple of you can easily get stuck near 8 or 9. 26 for Sunday, 28 for Monday, 19 for Tuesday. So overall, look what we did, right? After today, we kind of flipped it. Now we're in a below average trend into the weekend and through much, if not all, of next week. The average high is now 31. We're not going to do that again anytime soon. So we have to goodbye to the warmer temperatures for now. Bring in some much colder temperatures for the weekend, especially tomorrow with those windy high temperatures near 10. Okay, so the wind. Speaking of wind, out of the south currently, because the front is still to the west of us, right? As soon as that front comes through, it's going to switch the wind out of the northwest, and that is going to give us some really gusty winds later on tonight. In fact, we could see wind gusts near 40 miles per hour overnight tonight. A couple of you could do 45 before finally slowing down slowly across the area tomorrow. But right now, the advisories are posted, and in here is a wind advisory across parts of southern Wisconsin. Included in there is Adams County for wind gusts that could approach 40 to 50 miles per hour tomorrow. Now you're thinking, like, what's this over here, right? That's a winter weather advisory for some light snow. There is a front on the way. The front's going to lift the air enough to give us a little bit of light snow tonight. And there could be an inch or two in the Gogebic Range area, Iron County, Ashland County. But it's also going to be incredibly windy, right? So blowing snow will be an issue tonight into tomorrow morning, where they do see a bit more snow for us tonight. All right, here's that front now, just to the west. It's right here across parts of central Minnesota, moving in this direction. Now, your eye catches this, right? Because there is just a lot of energy in the atmosphere out here, and that's all moving in this direction. So once it begins to snow, likely a snow event for a couple of hours this evening, maybe starts a couple of areas of drizzle in there too. Then the cold front's going to come through, and it's going to really change our lives for tomorrow. And then this one is just one in a series of systems heading our way. So here's system 1, system 2. You see it right there? Get your bifocals on. That's coming our way for Monday night into Tuesday. We have several light snow systems to get through. The first one to get through is tonight. All right, so if you want a lot of snow, this is not going to be for you. We maybe have an inch on the way along and north of Highway 8. The rest of us, though, less than that. The problem tonight, though, is going to be blowing snow. It's going to be light, fluffy stuff, so it'll blow around easily tomorrow with that lack of moisture in the snow for us. So our forecast then for tomorrow, this is a big change, right? So high temperatures near 40 today, not so much tomorrow. The front's going to come through early tomorrow morning, and really let's drop our temperatures pretty much all evening long, right? With a high temperature of 12. Again, I went with 12, but a couple of you could get stuck in the single digits tomorrow. And also incredibly windy. That's going to give us feel-like temperatures throughout the day below zero. So it's a Saturday. A lot of you are out shopping tomorrow. You'll want those scarves and mittens for sure. And further south, same story. The whole state's going to be cold tomorrow with temperatures hanging out in the teens to low 20s for everybody across the area. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is windy and sharply colder, some light snow. The snow is not going to be the big deal with this. It'll be the wind shift out of the northwest and the colder temperatures flooding in with the low temperatures down near 8 and that northwest wind could gust near 45 miles per hour overnight tonight. For tomorrow, okay, partly cloudy skies, a couple of flurries out there, maybe some lake effect snow if you go way north, go Gibbet Range. Look for high temperatures near 12, maybe stopping just short of 12 throughout the afternoon with that gusty northwest wind. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow 12, a little bit better for Sunday 26, 28 for Monday. Our next system gets in here on Monday, and then maybe an inch or two of snow then, followed by another system on Wednesday afternoon. Dan and Jessica?
A popular place to cross-country ski has opened for the season. Minocqua Winter Park opened its trails this week. Groomers have been hard at work packing and rolling their trails there. The base is about 1 to 3 inches packed snow, so there are still some bare spots and no tracks. Hiking is no longer allowed on the ski trails.
A local school is diving into a different way to farm. The Leona High School woodworking class is trying aquaponics. They're using fish to provide fertilizer while growing cucumbers, tomatoes, and lettuce. Teacher Ryan Kelly and 2 of his students made the wooden framework for the aquaponics tanks. Kelly is applying for grant money to expand that program. The fish were donated from the Potawatomi, who also farm with aquaponics. It's a big day for one dentist in Rhinelander.
Dr. Cricket Kane from Northwoods Family Dental was honored today at Nicolet College. She was awarded with the Alumni of the Year by the Wisconsin Technical College System. An RHS graduate, Kane attended Nicolet and went on to pursue a career in dentistry, studying at UW-Oshkosh and Marquette. From there, she came home where she eventually took over her own practice.
I'm so excited to come back and see all the changes, and really hopefully I inspire some students to also take part in the transfer program and go on for more schooling. And Nicolet is a wonderful stepping stone for so many different people.
Kane says that she hopes to inspire the next generation of students to chase their dreams. She says that her mentors from the college have always been supportive.
I think that Nicolet is such a wonderful start. The staff are wonderful here, the faculty and the president, and everybody's been so nice. So it's been great to have a community college that's been so encouraging.
Nearly 50 people were in attendance to applaud Dr. Kane for her accomplishments, including her parents. She is happy to be back and serving those in her immediate community, and is grateful to have met and hired so many community-based employees at her practice who want to help others. A Rhinelander museum is getting in the holiday spirit.
And a survivor of the Waukesha Christmas parade attack is honoring the victims and other survivors. We'll have the details after the break.
Let's go Christmas shopping at Mills. Find trusted outdoor brands for this season's activities. Get outside and spend time doing the sports you love. Cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or ice fishing. Or enjoy casual sport clothing for all occasions. Mills Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark.
The sweetest place in town, the country store of Eagle River, is known for its quality candy. Made the old-fashioned way, slow-cooked in large copper kettles, then the candy is cooled on marble tables. Embrace the sweet aroma of your favorite candies: chocolates, fudge, brittle, turtles, snappers, almond bark, taffy, and hard candies. Order your holiday gift baskets filled with all sorts of goodies for friends, family, and colleagues. Treat yourself at the country store of Eagle River.
Menke Automotive is your new neighbor in central Wisconsin. So now you've got a friend in the auto business. Menke Automotive prides ourselves on having happy employees because happy employees make for happy customers. When you need a new Buick, GMC, or Mazda, expert service, precision body work, or just a hot cup of coffee, come in and get to know us at Menke Automotive at the old Fred Miller location on Grand Avenue in Schofield. Menke Automotive, your new neighbors in central Wisconsin.
Aiello's, the home of the Godfather Grinder, offering sandwiches, pasta salads, soups, delicious scratch-made hand-tossed pizzas, and more. All made to order with the freshest ingredients. Party platters for any occasion, large or small. Call ahead to order yours. See you soon at Aiello's.
Hi, I'm Judy from Tomahawk Monument Company. When Tim and I want the forecast for Tomahawk, we go to WJFW.com and check my hometown weather.
Your hometown weather, available 24/7 at WJFW.com.
Let's go Christmas shopping at Mills. Find trusted outdoor brands for this season's activities. Get outside and spend time doing the sports you love. Cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or ice fishing. Or enjoy casual sport clothing for all occasions. Mills Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark.
5 days and 40 hours. It's a pretty typical work week. But a recent study looked at a 4-day work week and how successful it was. Mike Valerio has the latest.
A shortened work week sounds pretty good, right? But is it good for business? Millions switched to remote or hybrid work during the pandemic. Commuting time was scrapped, meetings got shorter or were done virtually. And the question of whether or not a traditional work schedule was necessary got louder.
We just saw people that were burnt out and tired.
So 33 companies with a total of 903 employees signed up to participate in a 6-month trial with the nonprofit called 4-Day Week Global and researchers at 3 universities.
The requirements are no reduction in pay, so all employees are still getting their 5 days pay. And there must be a meaningful reduction in work times.
Organizers say the trial was an overwhelming success. None of the 27 companies that completed the post-experiment survey said they were planning to go back to the 5-day work week.
The productivity is up, not down, from 4 days versus 5. How can I possibly argue to this building of intelligent human beings that I want to put them back on 5 days?
Workers reported lower levels of stress and fatigue. Company revenue was higher compared to the year prior, and some managers reported that having an extra day off gave their staff more energy to do their jobs.
One of the big benefits we've seen is just the perspective and almost kind of freshness that people bring to work with them.
And one 2021 survey showed that 70% of workers in America would support a shorter work week, while only 9% oppose.
The 5-day, 40-hour work week feels like this immutable law that was handed down by God at some point, but we invented it about 100 years ago. We just haven't updated it.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
The Rhinelander Railroad Association is hosting its annual Christmas Open House fundraiser during 2 Saturdays in December. It will be tomorrow and next Saturday at the Pioneer Park Historical Complex. This year, the event will run from 2 to 6 p.m. to overlap with dusk to see the lights displays at the museum in the evening. The association encourages bringing the whole family with the depot decked out for the holidays. Speeder rides, a visit from Santa, train displays, and refreshments include some of the festivities. Across southeastern Wisconsin, participants in the 2022 Waukesha Christmas Parade are putting the finishing touches on their entries for this year's event, taking place on Sunday. That includes Tyler Pudliner, an 18-year-old Waukesha student injured during the parade tragedy in 2021. Tom Durian has more on Pudliner's plans for this year's parade on Sunday.
We came up with a Stronger Together float.
Inside a Waukesha garage, Tyler Pudliner and his friends and family are busy putting together their Christmas parade entry.
So we're going to incorporate the 6 that we lost last year and basically highlight how the community has shown resilience, how we've all come together and prove that we're stronger together.
In the bed of the 18-year-old's truck, this arch will stand, illuminated by lights and flanked by banners of the organizations he holds near to his heart. His own, Bobbleheads Bring Us Together, the premier dance company, and Jackson's Foundation, honoring the youngest victim of the parade. And on the side, a memorial to those who won't be forgotten.
We have 12 hearts, one for each side. It's going to be seen, obviously, on both sides of the truck. And we're going to represent the 6 that we lost that way by painting colors of hearts and including pictures of those.
Pudliner is still recovering from the injuries he suffered last year.
I'm still dealing with a couple of injuries. The big one is my right leg.
But a half a dozen surgeries and continued complications wouldn't keep him from this year's parade.
I think it'll actually help, prove that, yeah, I can do this and help get over that hurdle. I think it'll be good for everybody, to actually bring us together again and obviously keep the whole Waukesha Strong motto going.
Book your reservation today for a sleigh ride this holiday season at Rocking W Stables in Eagle River. Scenic rides through the winter wonderland with a pit stop at a roaring fire. Enjoy hot cocoa while creating great memories with friends and family.
Whether it's for work or play, you want a truck that'll get the job done right. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramax, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, can be purchased online, and can be delivered right to your door. It's our way of saying thanks to our past and future customers for the last 35 years. Go now to lenztruck.com.
Lenz Truck.
And I couldn't have done it without these amazing people here at Next Step Prosthetics. Not only are they phenomenal at what they do, but they're cheerleaders. They're a support system where I didn't have one. Like, if you're going to go somewhere for a prosthetic, any kind, go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Let's take the next step together toward a better life.
Ever dream of a charming toy store with unique toys, games, and puzzles? A store that encourages unplugged and active play, discovery, and imagination. It's real, it's Imaginuity. Visit our beautiful new store in Minocqua soon.
Holiday Helper loans are back in town, and Ripco Credit Union is where you should start your holiday when you need extra cash for gifts, parties, travel, whatever. If you want to be a super Santa and deliver a new computer or big screen TV, let Ripco be your holiday helper with a Ripco Credit Union Holiday Helper loan. Ripco Credit Union, member NCUA.
Happy holidays from Ripco Credit Union.
Wet basements, cracked walls, musty crawl spaces, and settling concrete only get worse with time. And the longer they're left untreated, the more money they cost to repair. SureDry has been focused on stabilizing foundations and repairing basements and concrete for over 28 years. We understand the root causes of foundation and concrete problems and work closely with those we serve to develop permanent solutions. If you have concerns with your foundation or concrete, call us for a free estimate today. Because these issues won't get better with time, they only get better with SureDry.
All right, Dan and Jessica, some light snow and some drizzle is entering western parts of Wisconsin now. That's a cold front coming our way. Maybe an inch or so of snow tonight. The bigger story will be temperatures. Kind of mild out there right now for December standards, but off to the west of us, some much colder air. The wind will shift out of the northwest tonight. That will be the sign that cold front is passing, and that is going to do this tomorrow. We're going to have high temperatures in the low teens, meaning much of tomorrow spent single digits, meaning below zero feel-like temperatures pretty much all day long as you